Where there is one, apparently there is another. So, we got some crazy details today about the Rogue Network and how to activate it as a Shade agent. Now, there's actually two different storyline updates in today's video. So, the first one that we're going to talk about is how Theo, Parnell, Keener, and all of them were able to access Anna and the Rogue Protocol and turn their watches red. And we're also going to jump into Schaefer, Kelso, and the doctor that kept Schaefer in a coma. Because apparently he wasn't a doctor, a nurse, or anything medical at all. He was a legit soap opera actor. He played a doctor. Kind of like Joey Tribbiani on Friends. All right, let's get into it. What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, so sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But that's right, this is going to be a storyline update, a lore update if you will. I did the latest Descent and I did the latest Scout, and we have two different storylines to update you on. The first one is going to be how people are accessing the Rogue Network system. You actually have to have two people to do it. So you can't just have one person access the Rogue Network and Anna and all of that. They actually have to have two people at a time, just like a nuclear, protocol. The other timeline is with Schaefer, Kelso, and Manny. Because remember, during this season, we have Manny and Schaefer apparently are talking upstairs in the White House. And every single week for the Scout, we are getting different comms with their conversations during his interrogation or whatever. Now, in this week's, we find out that the doctor that Kelso shot at the end of last season, right before she woke up Schaefer, we found out that he's not a doctor, he wasn't a nurse or anything at all. And before the whole, apocalypse or whatever happened, he was actually an actor. So I hope you enjoy. And well, with all that said and done, sit back, relax, and grab that popcorn. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first one that I want to talk about is the Descent comm. And to access these comms, you have to complete your weekly Descent project. Now, I haven't done it on this character. I actually did it on a different character. But we're going to look at it today. So the comm for this week is actually number 99. So go over to collectibles, comms, Descent, and here we are, 99. So again, this is with Theo Parnell and Aaron Keener, and they're talking about how they want to set protocols in place to actually access the Rogue Network. They don't want just one person being, taken out and then an agent being able to just have access. So they're making it, new protocols put in place so that if one of their rogue agents were to die, the division agent or whoever that takes them out can't just access that rogue network. So here, check this out. It's pretty interesting.
She said, and I quote, "I don't trust Aaron fucking Keener."
I'm not asking Cassandra to trust me.
She said your call sign should be the Sphinx.
Vanguard is fine.
She wants a nuclear protocol.
Two-factor authentication.
Exactly. She wants two users to activate and deploy the National Rogue Network.
And if they find a way to terminate the network?
Two users to reactivate.
With the biometric locks?
Yes. User ID and biometrics. Otherwise, you could just kill her and use her watch.
Fair enough. And if one of us dies, we should have a second.
Faye wants Candle.
She's not an agent.
She's not, but she trusts her.
She needs the watch. You need someone willing to wear the watch.
Viper was her second choice.
She can't choose Douglas. She's my second.
She named Kelso.
She hadn't even met her yet. She didn't want to give it to Hoskins?
No. Faye thought Hoskins had too much on her plate already, and it was clearly in your corner. She's not wrong.
All right. A lot to unpack there. So It's seeming as if Faye came up with these protocols to put in place to access the rogue network, and they all have to name a second person to be involved in case the rogue network were to go down. They could have someone with them to activate it again. Also, it showed that if we were to take out one of the rogue agents, we can't access the system because it still has to have the two people to access it together or to reactivate it together. So, pretty cool stuff. It wasn't just like another wash of a collectible or storyline topic. This was actually pretty interesting because it makes sense to where you don't want one of your division agents to take out your rogue and then all of a sudden have access to your entire network. I mean, I get it. All right. The other cool thing there is that Keener said that you have to have a watch to access the Rogue Network, obviously, because it does that and it converts your watch into a Rogue watch, and then you have access to Anna. Another funny thing was Hoskins was brought up, and Fei Lao didn't really trust Hoskins because Hoskins is in cahoots with Keener, and that's clearly the case because Hoskins was the one that basically set up the Brooklyn Bridge settlement with Theo Parnell. Also got the thumb drive from Silver Creek, redacted. I know, and she played a big part in the lore for a few seasons there. But what this shows us is that they have protocols in place to access Anna and actually how Anna and the Rogue protocol system is activated on your watch. You need two people to do it, or you're not able to access that network. Pretty cool stuff. Now, the next one is what's actually going on right now. So, again, let me just give you a brief little update or a refresher, if you will, before the update. So, up here during last season's finale, we had a cutscene, right? So, we had a cutscene where Kelso walked over here and shot the doctor, and then she woke up Schaefer. Schaefer's not here anymore. Schaefer is actually over here talking to Manny. So, you can see on the door, it says, "Do not disturb." Schaefer is still talking Manny. Now, with that, what we find out during this week's Scout Com or collectible is that when Kelso was over here and shot that doctor, and everyone was like, "What the hell, dude? Kelso just shot a doctor?" Come to find out, he was not a doctor at all. He wasn't even a trained medical profession or anything of the sort. He was just an actor. So, here, check this out. So, from the latest com, we have to go to collectibles, comms, and then for this one, it's not Descent, it's actually the Manhunt. So, Manhunt Crossroads number 10. Here we go.
He was a fucking actor. Yeah, but not like a famous one. First time you used a crash cart to restart someone's heart instead of CPR, you didn't think, well, that's not right. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen him use a crash cart. That wasn't fucking suspicious? Not really. Not a lot of heart attacks in the last year. Mostly gunshot wounds, burns, and shrapnel. You don't... Manny, who the hell put you in charge? Fate. How old are you? Younger than I look. Jesus. You never signed up for this, did you? This is just... what happened to you? Yeah. You never watched Summer's Way, right? What's Summer's Way? Jesus, Manny. Summer's Way. Dr. Summers. That was the show your actor was on. Never heard of it.
All right, so there's a few plot holes in this one, okay? First off, Manny already told Schaefer how old he was. He said it in one of these earlier comms. He said he's like 26 or something like that. And Schaefer said, "Damn, you're young." And in this one, he says, "How old are you?" Also, I'm pretty sure Manny already said that he didn't sign up to be president, that it was just given to him. So, again, with that question, that one was also irrelevant because he already knew the answer to that one as well. So, two of those questions Schaefer said back to back didn't make sense because Manny already said that he's in his 20s and already said that he didn't want to be president, that he was just like basically made to be president because he was next in line as far as the leadership was going here at the base of ops. So that part, we'll put that to the side as just like filler, I guess. But the first part, he's an actor. He played a doctor on a TV show, and he was Dr. Summers. and, and so that whenever the green poison and the DC 62 and all of that hit, he just pretended to be a doctor because no one knew that he was just an actor because he was not a famous actor. It's hilarious. So that makes more sense on why Kelso just took him out because he wasn't even a real doctor. He was just making everyone believe he was while he was working with Natalia and keeping Schaefer in a coma. So it makes more sense, and it doesn't. It makes Kelso not look as evil as we all thought she was, because we were like, "Yo, cold blooded." Whenever she walked up and just took out that doctor, but it makes sense now. Hell, it wasn't a doctor; it was just a really bad actor. All right, pretty cool stuff. So we have found out two things in this week's set of comms. We found out that the doctor was actually just a horrible actor, and Kelso's not as evil as we thought. And we also found out that we're not just able to take out a rogue and just access Anna and the rogue network, that we have to do this whole like two-man authentication and activate it with someone else, with not only the IDs but biometrics. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. It's pretty interesting the way that the story is progressing, and it's giving us more details, and I'm liking it. I'm liking it. It makes sense. The Schaefer part where he's like, "How old are you? Who put you in charge?" That he just said that a few weeks ago. He said, "Man, I'm 27 and I didn't ask for this. This was given to me." And then he told him that he was stressed out because he has a kid and all that. I don't know. I don't know. That one kind of was like gobbledygook, but the two-man authentication or two-factor authentication for the Rogue Network system, that was very interesting. But again, let me know what you think. I'm Kamikazevondoom, and I'll see you in the next one, all right? Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day, and peace out.